Hello, hello. We're gonna get started here. You're the next contestant. Y'all can come on down. Yeah. Yeah.
Front rowers and back rowers.
Well, it's all good. When you join us in person, it doesn't matter if you're in the front row or the back row, you just have the same amount of chances of winning our raffle item today. So all is well there. Yeah. I'll have you sign in there. I'll have you sign in and I'll grab that for me in a second. But welcome, welcome. We've made it. We've made it through most of the snow and all that stuff. Like, you can see spring.
Well, we see it out there.
Don't tell her soon.
I know. This is fall spring, right? It's fall spring. But we're glad to be talking about spring cleansing. And have you ever done, anybody here ever done any cleansing or detox programs before? I see lots of head shakes and whatnot. Very, very good. Well, I'm hoping that you will leave with some new tools tonight, or maybe some things that you didn't know, or maybe even some recipes you can jot down and whatnot. So we're glad you're here. I'm going to grab this clipboard here in a second.
I know, Pat, now you're doing this the same kind of, like some hot in every one of them.
Yeah. Your name on there and got the rest of you. Okay. We're going to pass this around. If you're joining us on the live stream, we're on TikTok and Facebook Live right now. The Facebook Live will be available on Facebook for 30 days. So feel free to, if you want to rewatch or share that. And then we've started posting them to our YouTube. So there'll be that replay. Yes, we're getting techie. If you know me, that's a stretch. Okay, but let's go ahead and begin. Spring Cleanse, supporting your body's natural detox pathways. If you're watching the live stream, hi Holly, and you have a question, go ahead and just ask your question in the comments, and then the lovely Miss Bella will be keep an eye on those, and she'll make sure that I answer those questions, because let's be real, I can't be trusted with technology, so I must be supervised. Okay, but welcome. And the sign-in sheet, unfortunately you must be present to win, but the sign-in sheet, you can choose to join our email list and things like that. If you're watching and you want to join, we're old school, so we are not going to like sell your information, and we only send really good stuff, and we don't overdo it. Like, sorry, I'm not going to send you junk every day, so that's just not our thing. But you can go to our website and you can click contact and join our mailing list. Super simple that way. Okay. Hello, Miss Deb. We've missed you. And the sign-in sheet, when you are present to win, that will determine who is our winner. So be sure and sign in. And then always feel free to ask questions. There genuinely is no such thing as a dumb question, because if you have that question, chances are probably somebody else does too. So feel free to ask that. And then just a little basic housekeeping, right? So this class is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Okay, that's just the way it goes. But I am Tanisha Kingsbury. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I'm honored to say I'm the owner of Health Simplified. In May, we will have been in Olivet for 9 years.
Wow.
Which I just, even saying that, I get goosebumps. I just can't even believe it, because I swear it's been like 3 tops, but that's not the case. Okay? But I feel really honored to do what I do, and my greatest passion is teaching. So let's jump into cleansing, okay? So cleansing has become like a really buzzworthy, popular word for good reasons. And then there's also some downsides. There's some misconceptions, there's some misinformation. And you know, sometimes it's hard to sort with the world of Dr. Google, right? Because I don't know if you've heard this, but not everything on the internet is true. Okay, I hope that's not too shocking for anyone here. But I hope that we can provide some really good information, and everything that we use is backed by extremely good research, and I'm picky. I put a lot of thought into what we carry and what we do here. So what would be some signs of some toxin buildup? Okay, brain fog, insomnia, headaches, even exhaustion, right? We accept this American way of life of like, oh, well, I'm just getting old. Well, aging is just demineralization. So what can we do to counteract that? Okay, I'll grab that side dish. Pull this off of here. Thank you. Very, very good. Muscle aches, constipation, body odor. Raise your hand if you're like, I had no idea. Okay? Yeah, some people are like, I didn't know that was a sign of toxin buildup. Skin problems, and my favorite on the list, irritability. Maybe it really isn't you. Maybe they are just toxic, right? So what we will be learning, you're going to understand how your body detoxifies naturally. It's not just like take this one pill one time and then you're just squeaky clean. We're going to talk about the different layers because our health really is like an onion. There's different layers to it. And our bodies are designed to heal from top to bottom, from the inside out. So there's this beautiful, intelligent, innate process within it all. So we're going to talk about that because I think that's something that's often misunderstood. We're going to learn about powerful foods, herbs, and daily habits for cleansing. Cleansing is not just like, oh, I ordered this juice fast. Like, sure, that can be great, but it's so much more than that. So it's going to combine like daily habits to just keep this accumulation from building up. Maybe some cleansing things or just getting moving, some good exercises too. So lots of layers for that and a multifaceted approach. We're going to discover exercises that enhance the elimination, okay? And let's reset, recharge, and thrive this spring. We're coming out of winter. I don't know about you, but got this cabin fever. I'm ready for, some sunshine, some flowers. Right now we're in that mud stage, right? Like we're thawing, but it's just gonna be muddy. We're gonna get through that. Thank you for your comments. Hello, hello. So there's 7 channels of elimination. Raise your hand if you're like, I did not know that there's 7 channels, okay? They're not usually talking about that on the, buzzworthy detox cleanse, right? But there's actually 7 different channels, and we're going to go through each one of these tonight, and we're going to have tools for all of them, okay? So liver, skin, lungs, often forgotten as a detox pathway. Our lungs, we know they're vital, but we as a whole kind of ignore them, don't we? Lymphatic system, I love talking about the lymphatic system. Blood, terrific delivery system, colon, and kidneys. So my question with detoxing is, why aren't we cleansing regularly? That does not mean continuously. They're not synonymous with each other. So just as we're coming through this season into this beautiful spring that I am eagerly awaiting as I'm looking at this rainy day, our health has seasons, okay? And we should be eating with the seasons because it is so on point and such a good metaphor and pattern for our lives, okay? So think of the foods that you would typically eat more summer-like. Salads, greens, fresh things that are growing. In the spring, the first food coming up, okay, food for the bees, dandelions, very high in vitamin A, good for the liver, good for the kidneys, good for the eyes. It's this first food, but it's nutrient rich. What a wonderful time to help take some of this toxic load off of our liver as we've come through the winter where we're eating more hearty things typically, or more soups and stews and broths and more proteins typically because we need to stay warm in Michigan in particular. Okay, but if we eat with the seasons, that can really be helpful because it's a natural progression of helping this natural cleansing and building cycle. The reason I say cleansing and building cycle is there is a time to cleanse our bodies and there is a time to strengthen. If you are in a weakened state, like let's say you have the flu, do you feel like doing a juice cleanse? No, you need to get built back up. So if you are deficient, you need to build. If you're weakened, you need to build. If you have some excess toxins, that would be the time to cleanse. And it should be kind of an ebb and flow between the two. Sometimes we cleanse, sometimes we build. I would never have anyone that is pregnant or breastfeeding do anything that's detoxing or cleansing. Okay, why would that be? We would flush those toxins to either placenta or through the breast milk and things like that. So I would never advise any cleansing of that fashion. Years ago, there's a beautiful Amish woman, her baby had a rash, and she was just in the retail store. This wasn't a consult situation. I was still a student, going to school to be a naturopath at that point. And just in talking with her at the store, because those of you who have shopped here know that this girl's got questions, right? Like, I'm not just gonna generically suggest something, I'm gonna have questions with good intentions, because I'm a why person. I wanna know why so we can address the root issue. And come to find out, she was doing a significant parasite cleanse. And I'm pro-parasite cleansing. Everyone should do that. Adults, ideally, general rule of thumb, once a year. Children past a certain age, tiny children, we're not doing extreme detoxes, right? But they should be doing it twice a year. I would work with someone knowledgeable on that, because they're adorable, disgusting little creatures that reinfect themselves and whatnot. So parasites are a very valid issue. But I would not have a nursing mother do a parasite cleanse. So she stopped the parasite cleanse, baby's rash went away. Okay, so pregnant nursing, none of that. But we should be cleansing regularly. And I hope that you gain some tools to cleanse correctly as well. So one of these misconceptions with detoxes is that a lot of people are scared to do them for various reasons. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. They don't know what it's going to be like. Like, the most common question is like, am I going to be able to work while I do this cleanse? Like, first off, I recommend doing supplement changes or some cleansing. Start it on a weekend, a day that you just feel most comfortable, so you can see how you're going to react. But a really good cleanse gets results, but you're not going to be completely miserable. So there's actually such things as like a Herkimer reaction. So we'll call it a healing crisis. I refuse to call it that because I don't really like to promote the word of crisis for anything. So I like challenge. I also like to rise to a challenge, so a healing challenge. But they are very real, because you can detox too much, too fast, or not properly support all 7 channels of elimination. So things can get stuck in some channels, which will not make you feel your best. This is not to scare you, this is to prepare you, right? We do not live in fear or move in fear, but this is real. And we also know that by having the right cleanse, we can avoid a lot of this, okay? So what would that reaction look like? So it'd be a temporary, I do say temporary, when you're in those pits, it might not feel like temporary, right? A temporary detox response when the body eliminates toxins too quickly. So if you've never done a cleanse before, just as an example, okay, let's say you eat relatively clean, but you decide to do a cleanse and you've never fasted, you're chronically dehydrated, you don't go to the bathroom but once a week, and you cut out all gluten, sugar, dairy, and you've started this cleanse. Does that sound a little too much too fast? I would say so. So it's very, very rare that anybody coming to me, I would just start them with a cleanse, because there tends to be some kink in the hose that would be more appropriate to fix that first, even though I am pro-cleansing, okay? So it often occurs while cleansing or doing a detox, or when starting new supplements. Again, that example of all from nothing to everything, not always the right solution, right? There's an order to things. And I prefer to call it a healing challenge. We want to do it in a way that it is at least very doable and minimal symptoms, okay? That's the goal. I think I need to click the right buttons here. There we go. Okay, so common symptoms. Sometimes it's as simple as just some fatigue or brain fog when you're cleansing. Okay, you're like, I don't know, like I don't feel horrible. I don't feel like I'm doing something, okay? Headaches and body aches. Headaches and body aches more frequently when you're not drinking enough water, okay? When these toxins are getting kicked out of the cells, if they're not being completely flushed from the body, that would increase the chances of a healing challenge. The example I like to use here is in your kitchen trash can, okay? Let's say the bag is full, and you take the trash bag out of the trash can and you tie it up, and instead of taking it out, You just put it in your living room. And you do that on repeat. You're kind of taking this trash out, but you're not getting it out of your house. It's accumulating somewhere. The example for that would be if that colon's not rolling, you're getting toxins out of the cells, but it's not getting out. So we need to be taking out the trash completely, okay? Digestive upset, sometimes you can have some bloating or some nausea. Skin breakouts or rashes, that can be common. I see some head shaking, like, yeah, maybe. I've had people come into the store that, like my first time meeting them, and they walk in and they immediately are just like, uh-oh, where they're practically a rash from head to toe. And I've seen it many times, and it can be quite severe, where it's uncomfortable to sit down even. Their clothing hurts. And on many occasions, they've done a very well-intending cleanse, and they weren't using the wrong product, right? Like, I've certainly seen that, or maybe it was some ingredients that weren't the best for them or whatnot. But I've seen great cleanses, well-intending people, they do need to cleanse, but if you're not going to the bathroom regularly, like if you're going to the bathroom once a week as a normal, and you're doing a detox, and you're still not going to the bathroom more, if it can eliminate it out the body some way, it can send it through the skin. So we want to reduce that as much as possible. Nobody likes a rash. Some flu-like symptoms would be common, okay? This wouldn't include typically like a fever or anything, but just like, I feel like I'm going through something. That would all be normal. So stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. The same as if you get a massage, that stirs up a lot, and they're saying extra water, extra water, extra water. Support elimination channels. So this would be like sweating. You need to make sure that you're having enough bowel movements. A cleanse does not have to be, oh, you're just going to have raging diarrhea for the 14 days or however long you're cleansing. That creates an imbalance, right? Too much when we're seeking balance. So we need to be mindful of that. Lymphatic drainage. Like, are you someone that tends to have some lymphatic congestion, some swelling? Is it sticking and pooling in that lymphatic system? So moving that lymph fluid, and we'll talk about that more in depth too. Sometimes you'll need binders like activated charcoal or bentonite clay. Binders do just that. As these toxins get kicked out of the cells, they grab onto them, and there are lots of terrific binders outside these two, but they grab onto them. So they're like the best friend that's the buddy system down the hall so that they can exit instead of being kicked out through the skin or pushed out through some different elimination channels. But it helps reduce those symptoms by the buddy system with the binders. And take electrolytes and replenish minerals. We do lose some beneficial nutrition when detoxing, not tons when done correctly, but we should always make sure that we're building ourselves up. I'm very, very, very pro electrolytes. If you're someone that drinks tons of water, but you're still on a cellular level dehydrated, I would recommend some electrolytes to help with that water utilization. And rest and listen to your body. Clean eating. I've had people do cleanses where they're like just still eating really terrible foods like fast foods, but they're doing their cleanse and working way too much. That's not the proper way to go about a cleanse. And just a reminder with the Herkimer reactions, they're just a sign your body is detoxing. But if symptoms are severe, you can slow down the detox, okay? Like, oh, that's too much. Maybe I just need to take this once a day. Or maybe I really do need more water, but a little time in a sauna to help sweat and kick it out that way. So working with someone can be helpful, but really listening to your body is very, very, very important, always. So let's talk about these 7 channels before we learn how to support each one a little bit. So liver, it has over 5,000 functions, okay? So to say it filters and neutralizes toxins in the blood, very, very true, but it's so much more than that, but it's a vital, vital organ. Skin releases toxins through sweat. It's our largest organ. And probably one of our most mistreated as far as we don't even think about it. Lungs expel waste through breath. As Americans, we have not learned how to breathe properly. We're shallow breathers with weak diaphragms as a whole, so we tend to be crouched over. So sitting up straight, taking full breaths, and really utilizing our lungs. That lymphatic system transports and removes cellular waste. The blood circulates nutrients and removes impurities. Remember, life ends and begins on a cellular level. So on a cellular level, we have to get nutrition in and waste out. Is your nutrition bioavailable? Are those toxins locked up? Because everything comes down to toxicity or malnutrition. Everything. And I don't care if we're talking about arthritis or some yeast or some really big, scary, long diagnosis. Everything comes down to that. So it's, again, understanding that why. The colon eliminates digestive waste and excess toxins. Hopefully, most Americans are constipated. Okay, most of them, it takes 96 hours from the time they eat something to the time they eliminate it. Parasites hatch in 32, so that can create some issues, right? But we should be getting that colon rolling. I hope my kids get to see these someday. It's me talking about this. They'll be so proud. And kidneys filter waste and excess fluids through the urine. And when these channels are functioning well, your body thrives. So let's talk about the colon. So it does eliminate solid waste and absorbs nutrients from food. If you are dehydrated, when it enters the colon, the job is for it to remove fluid. Let's say it shows up dehydrated and it continues to remove fluid. You'll see changes in the stool indicative of constipation, and that's a problem. And that's the waste getting trapped and sitting there and hanging out, okay? Signs, or you can have, the common is mind doesn't hang out, and that is, people tend to have one or the other. Occasionally they'll, have a mix of both. Often, not always, but often that sometimes it can be like constipation that leads to diarrhea because the body's like, we really got to get rid of this somehow. And they're like, send the diarrhea, that'll get it out. So it can create some fluctuation, right? But signs of issues or overload with the liver, bloating, gas, and digestive issues. How to support your colon. Eat whole foods, right? You are what you eat. And you cannot, I love the saying, you cannot look like $1 million if you eat off the dollar menu. Isn't that funny? Eat whole foods, stay hydrated. Water keeps the digestion moving. Now, that does not mean drink a whole bunch of water while you're eating your food and dilute your hydrochloric acid. No. Drinking water is not for meal times. It is to hydrate throughout the day, okay? I do love probiotics for a healthy gut microbiome. Most people don't have enough, and please do not pick a probiotic and then just take it indefinitely, that same kind. We need a variety of strains, okay? Hello. Oh, they'll be watching the replay. Cool. So it'll be the replay will be on Facebook for 30 days, and then we will be putting it on the YouTube channel. That's a new thing that we're doing. Okay, the waste eliminator. So exercise to stimulate bowel movements. Are you moving? As a whole, we have a pretty sedentary lifestyle. Even just some walking or moving, or it's like, oh, I have a desk job. Okay, do some stretching. Walk on your lunch. Get moving. And I love this quote, Dr. Bernard Jensen, one of my favorites. He said, nutrition is the only remedy that can bring full recovery and can be used with any treatment. Remember, food is our best medicine. I love supplements. I think they're terrific. They wouldn't be necessary if we would just eat and live correctly, right? So as a whole, they're used to fill in gaps. And we have more gaps every day with what we're doing to our food supply and things, okay? And obviously we always want to make sure that you're able to utilize your supplements as well. But Bernard Jensen, I do love him. But he said, in the 50 years I've spent helping people to overcome illness, disability, and disease, it has become crystal clear that poor bowel management lies at the root of most people's health problems. Think of where it's at. It's the center of it all. Majority of your immune system. We really should listen to our gut. Constipated. So if it's like, I don't know where to start with cleansing, but I know I tend to have some constipation, absolutely start there. And take in some of these tips of moving and drinking water. You can also look at Ayurvedic digestive formula. Has really good digestive support, but also some really nice soothers. What's cool is you take 2 at night, followed by 8 ounces of water. So I don't have people do this like right before they crawl in bed, because they're like, then I'm about to sleep and then I gotta pee, right? Don't do that. But then with getting that 8 ounces of water, like post dinner, before you go to bed, it actually reconstitutes some of these ingredients to really help soothe the entire gastrointestinal tract, and that alone can be enough to help with some constipation or irritation, okay? It can have both actions, very, very soothing that way. I do love magnesium complex, and over 80% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. If you are prone to diarrhea, you really, really, really need to make sure you're getting the right form of magnesium, because some people are like, you know, I heard magnesium was good, and so I started taking some magnesium, and it's magnesium citrate. And then they have more diarrhea. Okay, so we need some different forms that if you're constipated, like this magnesium complex, it's a malate citrate blend. So you can raise the magnesium levels in the blood, but then also help move the bowels. Probiotics that are specific for colon and constipation, specific strains, really terrific. We really love Vital Planet. And enzymes. Your inability to eliminate may be due, further up the chain of if you're not breaking your food down well. And if you're not breaking it down well, you could be having heartburn. You could have gas, bloating, lots of other symptoms. So and it'll help release that nutrition to make it able to get into your cells as well. Really, really pro-digestive enzymes. And eating unrefined salt helps you make enough hydrochloric acid so you can break your food down. So salt is where it's at. If you're like, I had no idea, I thought salt was bad, I recommend Salt Your Way to Health, because it's true, but that's by Dr. David Brownstein, one of my favorite books, easy read. Okay, liver. Filters toxins, metabolizes nutrients, and produces bile to break down fats. Sometimes people can be consuming fats, but they can't break them down to utilize them. That's a problem. And fats, healthy fats, unrefined, non-hydrogenated oils and things, we're not talking just processed, ruined seed oils and such, also help lubricate the entire gastrointestinal tract. Gotta lube the tube, okay? Great for the brain. Lots of benefits. That's a whole other class, just talking about fats. But fatigue, bloating, skin breakouts, hormone imbalances due to how hormones get converted in the liver, very, very, very important. Now, the biggest way to support your liver is to avoid toxins in your day-to-day life, okay? So I am not a germaphobe, but I am certainly what I consider a chemical phobe, okay? Now, I do not live in fear of this, because I don't think that we should be living in fear whatsoever, but I certainly live with a level of awareness, right? I don't want to put anything on my skin that I can't eat. Now, I'm not saying I would want to eat my facial cream, and I know this is not the skin section. We'll talk about it too. I know I wouldn't want to eat my facial cream. I'm saying I want the ingredients to be clean enough that I could do so. Because everything that we put on our skin gets processed by the liver. So hormone disruptors, endocrine disruptors. I'll see it with jobs where they're touching a lot of receipts that have BPA and hormone disruptors. Fun fact, we only use BPA-free receipts here, so it's at least some improvements where you can, but we really need to be mindful of those exposures, because it's all accumulative, right? So it's like, oh, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit here, and a little bit here, and a little bit here, and a little bit here. And if you're not doing anything to release that, or you have several channels that are blocked, it will just continue to build up, okay? How can you support your liver? Again, we're back to eat clean foods. We live in a beautiful rural area. It's pretty hard to not have people having biomarkers for Roundup. pretty impossible. It's very rare that I don't see lots of glyphosate showing up for people. We need to be able to be supporting that, and I am, I do like having our water checked. Well water, you're not exempt from that, right? Rural areas, goes into the ground supply, get your water tested. But eat clean foods, drink lemon water. So something super simple, fresh squeezed lemon in water every day. Also helps pH and a whole myriad of other things. And we already talked about dandelions, but some dandelion tea. I love it. I drink dandelion tea every morning. Woohoo! Get out there picking them, make some tinctures and things. I like to fry them, dandelion fritters. Delicious. Okay? But dandelion tea, to make it a truly medicinal infusion, I would have tea steeped no less than 4 hours. Easiest way to do it is a French press, because it's like the lazy man strainer, because you can just push and tip me over and pour me out, right? There's lots of ways to do it, and you can have it sit overnight, but steeping that to get all those medicinal qualities. Avoid processed foods and alcohol. It can often be an unpopular opinion, but it makes your liver work really hard. Moderate exercise to boost circulation. Going back to this cell health of nutrients in, waste out. As a whole, we should be putting nutrition in and eliminating waste, but what if we're really just stagnant? And we just sit? That's a problem. We got to get moving and a grooving. And for every emotion or every organ, there's a different emotion associated with it. And the emotion of the liver is anger. When we have unresolved anger, and it sometimes can be like, I'm not an angry person. In fact, they tend not to be, but they can have something that they're so angry about that they haven't dealt with, and they hang on to that. And over time, it'll bring that liver out of balance, okay? Forgive. We are not meant to carry it around.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah, forgiveness is like that, right? Like I say, my life's a continual humbling process. The thing with forgiveness is we can set it down and then find ourselves picking it back up. We gotta put it back down and continually do that, because we weren't designed to carry around these bundles of stagnant emotions any more than we were designed to carry around these stagnant toxins. Okay? Sorry for scaring everybody. Dr. Bernard Jensen also said the liver is the body's key organ for detoxification. When it functions optimally, health and vitality follow. So 1, absolutely make those lifestyle choices and changes. And it doesn't have to be overnight. In fact, I prefer if it doesn't. Like, let's say you're listening to this and you're like, you're right, I don't drink enough water. Tomorrow you need to drink more water than you did today. And the day after that, you need to drink a little bit more. And I believe in realistic, maintainable changes, because don't be good at it for 2 weeks. It helps, but it's not the lifestyle change that's needed to truly transform your cellular health in your life. I want choices or changes that can be maintained, because that's really where health is at, okay? So if you drink just a cup a day more and maintain that, that's a start, and just keep building on that.
Is there such a thing as too much water?
There is such a thing as too much water. Also, there's certain conditions that are linked to excessive drinking of water that we need to be mindful of, and we're going to talk about the kidneys as well. Like, are you utilizing your water? Okay, so there's some factors there. So is too much of a good thing always a good thing? Yeah, not always, okay? I would look at, if you're concerned with not utilizing your water, I would look at some electrolytes. Like, is it, yeah, perfect, love it. So daily detox support. Like, let's say the liver is a weak point for you, and you're like, okay, I'm going to start, trying to eat some better foods and get moving a little bit, and try to walk this path of forgiveness, right? And remember, healing is not just linear, right? Like, I got up today and I decided to be healthy, and I had a good breakfast, and I drank some water, and I took my vitamins, and and now I'm perfect. It looks a whole lot like this. It's humbling. That's why I do genuinely mean it when I say my life's a continual humbling process, and I'm here for it. Not perfect, but it's about realistic, maintainable changes that are headed in the right direction, okay? And a simple thing you could do is healthy liver. This is milk thistle extract, love, detoxify, cleanses, and repairs the liver. Andreographis, which has got several honorable mentions in classes over the last few months. Terrific for the liver, terrific for the immune system, has anti-cancerous benefits. But Andreographis and French grapeseed extract, okay? We have handouts on those too and free books. There's always free books here. They change all the time. They really are always free, so help yourself. If you place an e-com order too, and there's a certain book or handout, we always try to stick stuff in there for you as well. But healthy liver. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of a castor oil pack. Okay, fabulous, a few people. So doing a castor oil pack on the right rib cage. Guess what's right underneath that right rib cage? Liver. Bonus points if you do a little geranium. Get a little fancy, a little geranium oil is also good for the liver. So I'll put that. Yeah, you can put it in the belly button. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah. So castor oil packs. Love that. And CureMed. It is good for so many things. I love it so much. We have a whole pie chart that's stuck on the floor. You know I love a good pie chart, okay? Good for the liver. Good for digestion. Good for brain. Good for so many things. Lungs. So breathe in, detox out. Are you breathing well? Expels carbon dioxide. See, I even feel like I'm getting excited and I'm leaning over. I should have better posture. Filters out air pollutants and removes airborne toxins. But are they staying there? And what is in your environment? We'll talk about that too. So frequent congestion, shortness of breath, low energy. How to support your lungs, deep breathing exercises. Maybe you can't exercise. There are times you can't. Even if you are just practicing mindfulness and breathing exercises, even if all you're doing is sitting in a chair, powerful benefits. Pick a starting point and do your best with that. Reduce exposure to smoke and pollution. Don't even get me started on candles, y'all. Do you know your average candle has over 300 chemicals in it? Just one.
A smelly candle.
A smelly candle. Yeah. There's natural options, but I'm not a fan of that. And using essential oils like eucalyptus help those lungs dilate. Peppermint for breathing blends, that can really be helpful. Especially if you've ever had a cold and used some of those oils, you're like, ooh, lovely. Stay active. Walking and yoga improve lung capacity. The adage, if you don't use it, you lose it. We should be utilizing our lung space. Herbal teas like ginger and mullein. I do love mullein. I can't wait to see this beautiful mullein plants growing with the stalk. They get the pretty yellow flowers. Plus the yellow flowers are really good. I like to make an infusion for an ear oil and stuff. But wonderful, wonderful mullein. Or as my kids say, the toilet paper plant. It has beautiful soft leaves. Yes. But we really need to eliminate toxins in our home. We're not even thinking about it. And a lot of the ingredients that we just allow in our everyday life are illegal to use in Europe and such. So that doesn't mean you need to go home and throw everything away, okay? When you use them up, replace them with something better, right? This is a process of when you know better, you do better, okay? So the blood, the body's transport system, and it's so fascinating, carries nutrients, oxygen, and waste products throughout the body. How much waste products are in your blood? If the liver can't filter it out, the blood's like, I don't know, I guess y'all can just stay here. That's not good. Low energy, poor circulation, brain fog, because there's this great toxic stagnation. How to support your blood? Iron-rich foods, so beets, which also helps with hydrochloric acid. There's so many minerals in it. Leafy greens, berries, the Indianberry, blueberry, raspberry, antioxidant like that. Very, very good for the blood. Staying hydrated, again, I know it sounds like a broken record. Drink your water, drink your water. What do you think our blood is mostly comprised of? It's a liquid. We're mostly water. So if we're dehydrated, what really are we? Exercise regularly to boost blood flow. And some of my favorite herbs are the docks. I like burdock, which grows wild in Michigan. Yellow dock also grows wild in Michigan, high in iron, beautiful herb. They're great for blood purification. Sometimes skin issues, we need to clean the blood. Reduce sugar. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Reduce sugar and processed foods to prevent inflammation. Daily detox, so just antioxidants. Here we are, clinical OPC, French grapeseed extract again. Love, love, love. I think it was last month I was talking about French grapeseed extract. Oh yeah, it was the heart class. The beat goes on, which you can find on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. One of my favorite formulas, which we offer here, so Nature's Sunshine, it's BPX. Guess what BP stands for? Blood purifying. It's a blood purifying combination. Das X just means it was formulated by Dr. Christopher, a really brilliant herbalist. There's a small amount of cascara in this formula, which is a bowel mover, which is perfect. There's not so much that it's going to be too much of an issue, right? But it has these blood purifiers in there to clean the blood, and just enough cascara to where you can take the trash and get it out of the living room. Because it doesn't matter how much you keep cleaning the blood if it's not actually having an exit. So BPX, it's my very, 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 very favorite poison ivy remedy to clean that foreign protein out of the blood. So BPX. Lymphatic system. Raise your hand if you're like, or comment, I don't really know what the lymphatic system is. Okay? It's not something that we talk about in everyday health. Like, there's not like a lymphatic prescription. Okay? But it transports toxins, removes cellular waste, and strengthens immunity. So the example I like to use for the lymphatic system, so if you take your arm and you go like this, you're actually moving lymphatic fluid. And we're going to have an example here of where the lymph nodes are at in the body. But if you were to take oil and pour it on a tabletop, and then take one of those like dollar store plastic tablecloths and put a hole punch in it. And if you put that over the table with oil, I promise there's a point to this story. If you were trying to move the oil out the hole in that tablecloth, that's kind of what it's like to move lymphatic fluid. So massages, they will move that lymphatic fluid. Our heart is the pump for our circulatory system, but our lymphatic fluid is moved with the muscles. So moving actually helps move that lymphatic fluid, but where the lymph fluid originates is in the gut. So if your gut is out of balance, so this is going back to this understanding these 7 channels better. If your gut is stagnant and toxic, then the lymph fluid is going to start out as a disadvantage because it's going to start dirty, okay? Very fascinating, the lymphatic system. And maybe you have swelling or pooling of the lymphatic system. So swelling, sluggishness, frequent illness too, because you think about how that would be, the body heals in reverse order from the inside out. If you are swelling, it's actually a sign of some deeper layers as well. How to support it? Get moving, rebounding. Those little mini, well, it could be a regular size trampoline, but those mini trampolines, so good for the lymphatic system. Even just stretching and exercise can help. Dry skin brushing. Dry skin brushing is just that. Skin is dry, brush is dry. This is not for soap. I'm not saying it wouldn't work. I'm just saying that wouldn't have the same effect. When I first started dry skin brushing many years ago, for whatever reason, I preferred to do it without a handle. Now, I can't even imagine doing that. So that's a personal preference thing. But we'll have a better example of that. I'll put some images up here. But stay hydrated, getting that fluid into the cells. Typically, they'll need some electrolytes because they're not utilizing it properly. And try lymphatic massage for drainage. There is a massage for that. So here's an example that talks about, and if you're watching along, you can just Google like major locations of lymph nodes to show there are so many different lymph nodes in the body. And typically we're just acknowledging here, like we're used to like, oh, check the lymph nodes, oh, or maybe the groin, but there's tons of them. And those are like filters. So if you have a lymph node, it's like the check engine light came on, okay? It's a sign of something else going on. Now, like all good mechanics, check engine lights, you could put a piece of electrical tape over it. Just ignore what's going on in the lymph fluid. Don't look at that. Or you could understand that it's a clue, a sign of something going on. So I would be looking at that. So dry skin brushing. The key is that you always want to brush what we say is towards the heart. Why would that be? There's a point at which the lymph fluid dumps back into the circulatory system. So again, you're moving it to the exit, right? If my feet are swelling, I don't want to push it towards my toes. I want to push it towards the exit. So we have handouts. And if you want a handout, we can send it to you. You can go to our website, hit contact or comment below, and we can get you a dry skin brushing that talks about the protocol of, you're starting at the bottoms of the feet and you're working up, okay? It is not to scrub and irritate the skin. This is not to exfoliate. This is specifically to move that lymphatic fluid, move that oil to get it out that hole in that tablecloth. Does that make sense? For the first couple of weeks, which it takes a couple weeks to kind of break in your dry skin brush a little bit too, but for the first couple of weeks, I was like, I don't love this. It takes some getting used to, but the sensation of increasing that circulation, and after, like, I'll turn the shower on, do my dry skin brushing, and then by that time my water's hot, I can hop in. Now I hate it when I miss it, okay? So it can be a little bit of an acquired thing, the brush breaking in, but just keep doing it and get that lymphatic fluid moving. Kidneys, these beautiful, delicate little water organs, and I do mean they are delicate compared to, say, liver or colon, okay? The liver, like, you could get a liver transplant with part of someone's liver, and you can regrow and regenerate the liver. It's so fascinating, okay? But the kidneys do filter toxins and excess fluids from the blood, regulates hydration, hopefully, if you're getting the water into the cells. Signs of overload, so water retention, even frequent UTIs. There can be other things with that. There could be something hormonal, there could be probiotics, but there can be some kidney stuff. Lower back pain. Why lower back pain, you ask? Everybody put their arms at a 90-degree angle at their sides. Our kidneys are level with our elbows, so it can feel like a back ache, okay? So pay attention to that. I've had people be like, I think my back is out. I'm looking at it like, your kidneys, Morton's, but you ruined it, okay? Unrefined salt. Eat kidney supportive foods, so cranberries are great. Parsley is great, as long as it doesn't taste like soap if you have that gene, okay? Again, dandelion. I love dandelion. And nettle tea can be really lovely for a kidney detox. Stay active and improve your circulation. I want to talk a little bit more about the lymphatic drainage massage. You can get a lymph drain massage, or you can even have like some specific, like you could get a massage and say, I think I might have some lymph congestion. We have really terrific massage people here that it can incorporate and kind of make it custom to you. So they're very fabulous. Shout out to Donna and Bella. They're amazing. A lymphatic drain massage is not the same as like, oh, relax, my neck hurts a little bit. It is medicinal. That doesn't mean that it's like has to be painful. It's just a different process because they have to follow a certain protocol to flush that lymphatic fluid in all those layers towards the exit, okay? Ladies, our breasts are primarily lymphatic tissue, so we want to have that lymph fluid moving so we're not having stagnation there. Dry skin brushing, circular motions around the breast. And table salt versus real salt. I am a salt snob. I'm not a snob sob, but I am a chemical phobe, salt snob, water snob. That's really like my vices, okay? That's just who I am. But real salt has been dug up in Utah. Dig it up, crush it up, that's it. That's why it has this red color. It has all these trace minerals. I wrote one of my research papers on salt. It's been wildly demonized for all the wrong reasons, but unprocessed salt is absolutely vital for our health. Amniotic fluid, guess what it is? It's salty. Our tears are salty. The ocean is salty. We sweat salt. And I think we're supposed to be the salt of the earth, but unrefined salt is absolutely necessary. Get rid of the Mortons, which they add an anti-caking agent to it. That's why the slogan is, when it rains, it pours. Like that little girl's super cute in that raincoat, right? Like adorable, but maybe just print that picture on or refill with some real salt. And adding a pinch of real salt to your drinking water, natural electrolytes helps get that water into the cells. Okay? On to the largest organ, our skin. Again, don't put anything on your skin that you can't eat. It also will eliminate toxins through sweat. It acts as a protective barrier. You should be protecting your skin too. So acne, rashes, excessive dryness. Again, moisturize from the inside out, hydrate from the inside out, take care of our skin from the inside out, and body odor. Body odor can also talk to us about the lymphatic system. If you've ever switched from aluminum deodorant to natural deodorant, sometimes your lymphatic system is like, thank you for not plugging me up with toxins. Woohoo! We're gonna stink for a couple weeks though, so sorry, we're gonna be draining. It can be a process. There's pit detoxes with charcoal and different things. But if we're plugging up these lymphatic systems, we're just filling up our living room with garbage. Sometimes when we pull that plug, there can be a little bit of an adjustment, but flushing with water and moving and helping cleanse the skin can be very beneficial. How to support your skin, hydrate. Do you see a theme here? Everybody's like, I'm getting thirsty just sitting here. Sweating regularly. We should not be suppressing our sweat. Our bodies never make a mistake, but they will adapt to survive. Why are we sweating? It is an elimination channel. It's also a cooling system. So to just plug it up is not ideal. In fact, I think we need to be sweating more because we're so stagnant. Dry skin brushing, again, moving that lymph fluid and helping that circulatory system in your skin. Please use natural skincare products. Okay? If it says petroleum, I'm sorry, toxic, garbage. I used to think I was a chapstick addict, like always had to have chapstick. One, needed to drink more water. Also probably needed some fats, but when I quit using petroleum chapsticks, petroleum dries your skin out, so then you use more chapstick, which means you buy more chapstick, which means you're a great customer. Lotions are the same way. Check your ingredients. We do not want petroleum. And eat antioxidant-rich foods for skin repair. Now, when working on the skin, on that elimination channel, or maybe doing some cleansing, sometimes with skin it can get worse before it gets better, okay? Now, in balance, it doesn't want to be like, oh, now I just have this, it's just normal to have a raging rash to where I can't hardly move or be dressed. We don't want that. But sometimes it's like, hey, I've had some breakouts. I've been doing some cleansing. It's just a reminder on the skincare products, right? Check the ingredients. So I want to give you a recipe. You're like, okay, so I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be drinking more water, dry skin brushing. What else can I do? Maybe a little lemon in the water. A salt water flush. It must be unrefined salt. Say it with me, unrefined salt. You don't want to do it with table salt, okay? It's concentrated hydrochloride, no minerals, okay? But you can do a saltwater flush. Best if you do it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Let's say you're prone to some stagnation, particularly if you're constipated, you could use something as simple as salt water. 2 teaspoons unrefined salt, 1 liter hot water. You can add fresh squeezed lemon, lime, whatever, a little bit of taste. Drink the mixture quickly, within 5 minutes. Lay down on your right side. Why do we think right side? What's on our right rib cage?
Your liver.
Our liver, okay? And massage the belly. Get that colon rolling, get that colon rolling. Some circles around the colon, so colon. Okay? Try to hold it for 30 minutes. You might not be able to, but try to retain that, and this is a flush. So, when you can no longer hold it, flush. This could be a really super simple thing, and very, very, very safe. So some of the benefits, yes.
Why hold it for 30 minutes? Why would you want to keep flushing? Like as soon as you have to go back.
Yes. So this is the question is, why would you want to hold it? Because the longer it stays in your system, it can kind of loosen up some things that are a little bit more stagnant as you're massaging your belly. You can have added benefits. Okay? I say the first time you do it, you're not going to be able to hold it that long, and that's fine. Okay? And the next time you do it, which again, we're not doing this every day. Maybe this is one day a month or one day a quarter. Okay, it's like when you start with some water fasting. Don't just start out like, okay, I don't want you to eat any food for a week. Start with 10 hours or 7 hours. Okay, work up to 24, that sort of thing. So if it's not 30 minutes, which typically it doesn't start out as 30 minutes, that's fine. We're going to do our best and bless the rest. But a salt water flush. So 2 teaspoons in 1 liter. Yes.
If you go longer than 20 minutes, should you? Or no?
Yeah, it's okay. Typically not a common thing as your body absorbs those trace minerals and salt and things. It's not common for you to go longer than 30 minutes. Okay? There's also more comprehensive ones. So if you're looking for like a comprehensive detox, or like, this is all great information, I'm gonna glean lots of it. But I just need something a little more simple. There's kits that can make it simple. Plus they have the products divided and things. So you could do what's called a vital cleanse. So this was a 14-day program. Just a 2-week commitment. Again, I'd say start it on a weekend so you know what to expect more. There's an AM formula. So milk thistle, good for the liver. Artichoke, even good for the gallbladder. Burdock, blood, liver. Dandelion, again, cleansing that blood. Terrific formulas. But the PM formula has some magnesium, so it's going to help move the bowels. But there's aloe and slippery elm. So you don't want to just put your foot on the gas with straight magnesium and detox things. A good cleanse will also have soothers to calm that entire intestinal mucosal membrane and things. So it's not all go. Yes.
So it's the magnesium.
Yeah.
There's an 8 and an I.
Yeah. Yes. So this one is specifically to move the bowels. Okay. There's actually tons of forms of
The 8
magnesium.
is the one you really want.
Yeah, in this instance. Yeah, in this instance. Yeah. So in the morning, it's 2 capsules on an empty stomach, like 20 minutes before eating. In the evening, 2 capsules before bedtime. Simple formula. I would still be moving and sweating and drinking water, right? There's also what's called a vital detox, which is another 14-day program. And this is, again, milk thistle, which we love, chlorella. So this is a green, artichoke leaf, and dandelion root. But it includes some calcium, some turmeric, and broccoli. We're going to talk about the difference in I have a table for that. You know, I love a good graphic, okay? So the key differences between these two. So the Vital Cleanse Kit is colon and digestive. That tends to be the really good starting point, is with the Vital Cleanse Kit, okay? So it promotes regular bowel movements because we need to make sure that channel of elimination is open for this nice cleanse before we would do something like a Vital Detox, which is more about liver detox and whole body cleansing. Does that make sense? Okay. So for comprehensive detoxification, you can use both kits in sequence. So Vital Cleanse and then a Vital Detox. Handy.
And that'll do the same thing as salt, right? Basically.
It will cleanse differently than salt.
Okay.
It will cleanse differently than salt. And I've had some people do a cleanse like that, and they're like, I just feel like I need to go to the bathroom and I can't. And sometimes they've done a salt cleanse in combination with that. Okay, just depends what all you're working with. Something about puzzle pieces. Sorry, TikTok people, I don't understand how this works. Sorry, apparently I'm supposed to verify with puzzle piece things that apparently I don't know how to put together puzzles on an iPad. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Technical difficulties. I don't know, I got it, but I don't know what that, I don't know how long it was like that. But while cleansing, get moving and sweating. I'm pro sauna, I'm pro exercise, dry skin brush. Now you don't have to do all of these, but you need the right combination for you depending on what those weaker areas are for you. Flush with lots of water. Consider ionizing foot soak. That will help pull toxins out the feet. Some people start their cleansing process. I know we just had a foot soak finish up. He was actually getting a foot soak while watching the class, so I guess that's an A++ for you. Okay,
Now,
but a good way to detox.
What does that consist of? Is it like vinegar? Is it Epsom
No,
salts,
it's
or
actually, no.
what is it?
It has an array in it that produces ions that are the opposite charge of toxins, and it'll pull it out your feet.
Oh.
We use a specific, so that the voltage is right, we will use a combination of distilled water, and then we have a filtration system in the basement, filtered water, because if we do one or the other, the voltage is off, and it has to have a specific voltage for ionization, and it will pull toxins out. So it'll be clear water to begin with, just water, and the water can look, you know, range from like motor oil looking to, there's lots of colors.
Right.
The rainbow of colors, and that all means certain things. So ionizing foot soak's pretty fascinating. Fridays are, and this is every Friday, not just this Friday. Every Friday is Foot Soak Friday, where you can bring a friend, 2 foot soaks. It's buy 1 foot soak, get 1 half off. Okay, so
cool.
Foot Soak Fridays. So to summarize, your body detoxes through 7 elimination channels: liver, skin, lungs, lymphatic system, blood, colon, and kidneys. Daily habits matter, so hydration, nutrient-rich foods, movement, and herbal support enhances natural detox, as well as avoiding common toxins, right? That's my first choice. Listen to your body. Symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, or skin issues may signal detox imbalances, and support your cleanse gently. So too much of a good thing is not always the best thing, right? So definitely listen and support that. A healthy elimination system is a vibrant, thriving you. I can't stress that enough. And if you've ever done a cleanse and noticed changes to your skin and energy levels, it is so worth it. If you're still like, I don't know exactly what I do need, we do offer custom programs and appointments here. I'm trying to live out my life's work here and all of that and help as many people as possible. You can schedule online as well. Now, one of my favorite parts too. First off, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. You must be present to win, so I'm sorry you're going to miss out on this. I'm going to talk about the upcoming events. So do we have a number for our raffle?
Number 1.
Oh, Clint's the winner. We do a randomized number draw. So Clint, you actually win a cleanse. So this is perfect. So I'll take these guys off. That's a paracure.
Oh.
The guy
So
in the
a
closet.
lovely
I know.
parasite.
Thank you.
So they're ready to go.
Yay, hooray! Upcoming events for March. Oops, I clicked too quick. Vitamin injections and infusions with Drive Wellness. They will be here the 14th. We love her. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, we'll send you with a little thing about it and with a little thing we put in the bags for reminders. But vitamin injections and infusions, she does a terrific job. Plus, she's only using methylated B vitamins. She only uses high quality stuff. We love her. She also can draw our labs if you need blood work, good stuff. Another thing is Stories and Olivet. They were here today, but the Charlotte Library is coming here for story and craft time a couple times a month. So homeschoolers, parents with littles, need to get out of the house, anybody can come and join, and honestly, just come on down. It's super, super cute. You can get some dopamine with these adorable little crafting kiddos listening to story time, but we're really honored to offer that. Drive Wellness will be back for vitamin injections and infusions on the 29th. And all month long, we're having our all-time favorite sale. So laundry detergent sheets, very popular, also clean ingredients. Beeswax ear candles, these are all $2 off this month. Hot hemp muscle sticks, Cantharis homeopathics, D3K2, lipo spray. Okay, so those are on sale. And then we just launched something last week. So if you've ever had an appointment with me and got it, or know what a Zyto scan is, they've launched a new version that is app-based. So I can send you a scan and you can download the app for free. To get a scan, it's $20. If you just want the scan, it gives you a full report. Super fascinating. If you want suggestions where we would look at that and then give you some suggestions based on what we're seeing, that is $39, but we can send those out. Very simple to do. So you can take control of your health from the comfort of your home. Maybe you feel like you're coming down with something, you don't know what's going on. we can help you with that. And next month, I will be teaching Find Your Calm. Okay, we need to find our calm. Stress and anxiety class. That'll be April 2nd, 6 p.m. You can tune in on here too. But I appreciate you guys joining us. Comment or go to our website, click contact. You can put any questions in there. Okay, any questions here?
I would note that vitamin infusion is for injection. What is
Yes,
that?
yes. So this would be either intramuscular or intravenous vitamins. Okay,
Okay.
there's a whole list. So
Okay.
the most popular is B vitamins.
So should you do the scan thing first before you just jump into something like that? Or?
You absolutely can. Not required. She doesn't require that. B vitamins, for instance, are water soluble. Some things she requires labs for, like you can't show up and get vitamin D if we don't know what your vitamin D levels are, the water soluble ones. But there's another popular one is the immune boost. So you can boost your immune system. And yeah, the infusions are intravenous, so there's everything from NAD to vitamin C, and we can set the list out. I mean, she has a whole list. And with infusion, she can customize it to you too. So she jokes, shout out to Andy, jokes about my kitchen sink remedy, which is a blend of immune B vitamins, some glutathione, push at the end, vitamin C. So there's lots of options. Most affordable is intramuscular. They are around $40, but she offers $10 off here. Depends what you get. And then she has a lot of infusions that she offers for $99 here, but tons of options. And sometimes if we're not able to absorb everything, if we have some gastrointestinal issues, or let's say your B vitamins are so low, it's not uncommon for me to be like, we got to get your B vitamins on the map, and sometimes bypassing digestion is the way to go. Okay, so we love her, and yeah, she does a great job. I'm going to go ahead and everybody needs some calm. Truth. That's a great comment. Thank you for watching. I'm going to turn this off now. Goodbye.